Hi, Cancer. If you're looking for more insight on your health, your wealth, and your relationships for November 2018, you come to the right place. Welcome. My name is Seth. I run Comingouttarot.com. You can always find out more about me over there or on my bio here on YouTube. The effort is to give you a lot more insight into how you can be prepared for November 2018. There's a lot going on in November. We got Thanksgiving coming up in the U.S. The holiday season is starting. It's coming upon us. Family's going to be around. So, Cancer, I want to make sure that you're prepared because this can be an emotionally draining time. And that's all Cancer needs is all of that emotional drainage going on because it takes a lot. I've been talking for a little bit, so I got a Ricola in my mouth. So if you hear something clicking around, it's not my false teeth. I haven't made it that far. It's just a Ricola. All right, Cancer. My dad's a Cancer. Let's see what's going on with your health, your wealth, and your relationship for 2018. Just got to make sure we got all these lined up in the right place. There we go. All right, health, wealth, relationships. Ooh, this is interesting. Cancer, you're flanked by 2 Earth cards. And when I mean you're flanked by Earth cards, there's one court card here, and it's in the middle, and it's a water card. It's not always associated with Cancer, but since Cancer is a water element in the zodiac sign, we've also we're going to utilize this card in place of you just for the general overview. So to have 2 Earth cards flanking you, you've got 2 different directions you can go in order to materialize the things that I'm going to talk about during the course of this reading. So keep in mind that you don't just have one path in front of you, you probably have 2. And that means you're going to be making some choices about which direction to go and how to approach the information that I'm going to give you. The other thing that I would share with you is that some of it's day-to-day and some of it is like life lesson kind of stuff. So you're gonna have the opportunity to think about the information I give you as how can I apply this right now and how can I apply this to the larger picture of my life. Hi, whoever just joined, thanks for coming in. So let's get started, Cancer. Where is your health for November 2018? This is the 7 of Stones. I think you're probably pushing things a little hard, and you can go further, but I don't know if I'd recommend it. Your body's already starting to kind of rebel a little bit in November, like it needs some You know what's interesting is that's been coming up for a lot of these signs, and I've done 4 other ones so far because I accidentally forgot you, Cancer. I had to come back and went on to Leo first and had to reel it back in. So interesting that these are all starting to come with some advice of slow down for a minute. We all need to slow down here for a minute. Because Cancer, you're starting to fall apart a little bit in November. Things are starting to tumble around you. It reminds me of this sign. My dad used to tell me this story. I grew up in Oregon, and along the sides of mountains, there'd be these signs, these little, these hazard signs, and they'd say, "Watch out for falling rock." And there was this story that he used to tell that Falling Rock was a young Indian man's name. And after going on, it's a much longer story, but after going on a journey to understand who he was, like Vision Quest type of thing, he was lost and he couldn't be found. And his father, who was the chief of the tribe, put signs everywhere called "Watch Out" that said "Watch out for falling rocks," so he could find his son. So it was a bit of his sense of humor, and there was a lesson there in sometimes going off in search of your dreams. You can get lost and you may not be able to find your way home again. So you could very well be in that state of pursuing something that is getting you a little bit lost, and you may not know how to get home, and that's starting to take its toll on you. So it might be time to think about, how do I get home? How do I do a little self-care? And how do I ensure that my health is optimal so that I can do everything that I need to do, Cancer, to take care of those around me and still meet my obligations. I would also encourage you to think about, where is this going? Because they're like, how do I want to say this? This is like your work relationships. I know relationships is coming up soon, but I think your work relationships are going to go through a state of unhealthiness. Probably one of the reasons that you need to pull yourself back. You're like spending too much time at work, doing too much at work. You're like working overtime, you're staying a little bit later if you're a salaried person, and you're not getting overtime. You're like putting in all of these hours and trying to work all of these relationships, but it's just so much that you may not be able to pull yourself back, because it'll start to become expectation, and then it won't be seen as over and above. All right, that's your health for November. We're going to move on to finances here in just a second. If this is helpful for you guys, please subscribe if you haven't already. Do hit that like button, because it helps me know that the content's useful and engaging, and it helps other Cancers get this in front of them. So the more you like it, the more other people get to see it, and that means that together we're helping more people, and that's ultimately my goal. So your likes are appreciated, not just for me, but for the other people who could also benefit from this message. All right, let's go on to finance. So finance, looking at the Son of Cups. This came up in another reading too. Actually, I think it came up in a couple. Anyway, Son of Cups is here to let us know that your finances are probably going to surprise you a little bit. I would add to this that you're probably going to be seeing your financial picture, like truly seeing your financial picture for the first time. It's kind of like when you understand something that you've been struggling to, like a math problem. You're trying to understand a math problem, you just don't get A plus B equals C, and then all of a sudden you go, oh wait, it's A plus B equals C. Like, I got it. And it just clicks. That's what's going on with your finances this month. There's going to be something that's just going to click. You're like, oh, I see how all of this is working together for the first time. And what you're going to be able to do is then make some strong choices about it, and you'll be able to move forward. You'll be able to communicate with others about your financial picture. You'll be able to say, this is what I'm looking for, this is what I want, this is what I truly desire out of my finances in November, and they can then help you get there. So you'll be able to reach out for additional financial relationships that are going to help you be more successful financially. So that that could mean either communicating effectively with a partner, husband, spouse, friend, whatever. It could mean finding a financial advisor that's helpful for you. It could also mean no, it's just really those kinds of relationships. I don't have a third example, but you get the idea. You're building relationships after better understanding your finances for what feels like the first time. It's like, oh yeah, I finally get that. Okay. Let's move on to relationships. Don't forget, those thumbs up help other people get access to this information. So if this is helpful for you, hit that thumbs up, hit that like. So relationships, this is the Empress. This is, if you've heard me say this before, this is my I'm Every Woman card, Whitney Houston, not Chaka Khan. It's just a different feel. Um, your relationships are in a strong place in the month of November. So we're talking about any relationship. Like I was saying, even the ones at work, the ones I mentioned earlier, they're in a strong place. You're just spending too much time there. You're like investing so much into your work relationships that these other relationships in your life could suffer. Though I think they are also so strong, Cancer, that you probably don't have to worry about it. Um, what may happen is that other other people are going to start to see you in a new light as someone who is trying to burn the candle at both ends, and that may not sit well with them. It may not make them feel as important as you've been able to make them feel in the past. So I would encourage you to be as giving to your relationships as you possibly can, but really consider how much you're giving to those work relationships. Because are you really giving to the work relationship, or are you giving yourself to work? Because my guess is you're giving yourself to work, and you think you're doing it in order to maintain these relationships, but the relationships there probably aren't the ones you need to be worried about. Ooh, it's a little harsher than I thought it was going to be. All right, let's look at the quintessence of all of this. So we've got, remember I was saying you've got a lot of choices. This is life lesson choices versus day-to-day choices. That's finding itself in the how are you managing your relationships at work versus those long-term relationship choices, and how you manage your friends and family that are important to you and how you bring them in close. Those are the long-term experiences versus those day-to-day type of work relationships and how they're flanking either side of you. You can choose one or the other. One of them is more important, and one of them needs to be invested in. It just depends on which one is most important to you. Hold please. 18. Ooh. So quintessence of all of this, the World card and the Empress. And the Empress is also in your reading. So underpinning all of this is that you're in the right place at the right time. You're doing the right things. Everything is where it's meant to be. The question is, what will you do next? Because you have so much, because you've been given so much, and you're so lucky during the month of November to feel like you have everything you need. What is it that you're going to do next? How can you share that with other people? How can you send your love to others in order to help them have a better November? How can you share the abundance that you have? How can you share the financial picture you enjoy? What is it that you can pass on to others because you were blessed with so much? All right. I hope this is helpful, Cancer. If it is, please give me that thumbs up so that not only I know it's good, but it also connects with other people so that all these other Cancers can benefit from this advice as well. And if you're not subscribed, do subscribe so we can keep track of each other. And I would encourage you, if you would, please go check out comingouttarot.com/shop, where you can figure out more about how to get a reading with me. And also, if you join my newsletter while you're over there, you do get some money off on the year ahead reading, which is good through November, but you can schedule through January, where you can take control of your 2019 so that you're not flailing around wondering what's going on. You actually have some insight on what's coming and can make some choices today about how to turn 2019 into a year that you can be happy and proud of. So I hope this is helpful. I hope you have a good rest of your Sunday. Cancers, I don't even know how to end this. I'll see you all later. Thanks, everybody.